Anthony Earl Ellis. I call him Country with a K. This is not the regular Country, but he Country with a K. Uh, this is my guy. He man, this dude. I can say a lot about him, a lot of bad, but I'll keep it good. But really solid dude. 34 years, man, and coming from Wilson, North Carolina. Then you left Wilson, then went to Charlotte, North Carolina. Graduated
Yeah.
out of Charlotte High School and high school out there in Charlotte. Then you joined the Navy. I want to say this, man, before we get into this. I got to
Mhm.
really thank you. Our friendship, we went through Chief Initiation together. That's when we met back in 2003.
Yeah.
2003, back in Sigonella, Sicily. And
Mhm.
from that day forward, man, like we've been solid as a rock. It's like, you know, brother from a different mother type situation,
Mhm.
man. Like, we have our ups and downs, we go back and forth. But overall, throughout my years of knowing you, it always like measured out to be good. It's been
Mhm.
times that I've been gone, out to sea or doing whatever. Boom, you step in. Took my daughter to the prom, make sure she was straight with that. Taking my son to practice, doing different stuff like that.
Mhm.
Things that, people that you connect with in the military that you meet and they do some things, but I always say, man, you was like real consistent with that and making sure my family was straight when I was
Mhm.
gone. So I appreciate that, man. 100%, man. I really do appreciate that. It's just stuff
Mhm.
like that. So yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. So, but yeah, man, like why you joined the military? What was, hey, I'm graduating high school. I'm going to the military.
Well, the environment I was in, I knew that environment wouldn't last if I stayed there, and also I knew that my family couldn't afford college, so the other way out was the military. And actually, I tried to join the Navy. I mean, I tried to join the Army, but the
Mm-hmm.
Army wouldn't take me. Well, I had some issues. Put it that way.
You had some issues.
I had some issues.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not
Yeah,
surprised at all.
yeah. But I joined the Navy, and hey, man, it's been great ever since.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you came in, you the RM, and they converted over to IT, and then picked up chief,
Mm-hmm.
one LDO, made it up to commander. Did you really even think that? Like, at what part in your career you said, like, man, I can do this? Like, this is
Mm-hmm.
I can do it. I don't want to go back to Charlotte. I just want
Yeah.
to stay. I'm staying going. Like you, because you had some obstacles, and that could be another conversation, or we could talk about it today. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You had a lot of obstacles in your
Mm-hmm.
way, and you overcame it by leaving. To
Yeah.
go join the military, and you could have said, "Hey, man, this ain't working out."
Yeah.
Because I know it wasn't easy
No.
when you coming in on the ships and things of that matter. So, what
Mm-hmm.
made you say, "Hey, I can do this," and I can stay in and do? I got it after the 30, but but at maybe your 5 or 6 year mark when you reenlisted. Like, you remember that
Yeah.
first time you reenlisted?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
so why? So why reenlist? Like, what made you say, you know what? I'm reenlisting.
all right. So my first duty station was in Charleston, South Carolina, right? And I was stationed on board this ship. It was Lady Gulf class, CG-20,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was an old steam cruiser, and I hated it, man. I mean, when I joined, I said, "Well, I'm gonna get away from the people, the environment that I was in," and then I joined the Navy, and I got around some people that was just or worse than the people that I grew up around. But I knew it was more, right? The Navy as a whole was a good thing, but it was just the people that I was around. I kept getting with the wrong crowds, right? And then this guy, this Chief Lydell, he saw something in me. He said, "You know what? What will make you stay in the Navy?" And back then, you had to reenlist under it was an Encore program,
Right.
right? All right. And I said, "Well, no, I'm gone. I'm gone. There's nothing to make me stay in." And he said, "Well, I want to try to get you to stay in. What can make you stay in?" He said, and I wanted to get away. I'd never been anywhere. I never left the country. As far as I've been was Wilson and Charlotte. That's it, right? And then I went to Charleston, all that. So uh, I said, "Well, send me to England." I just threw it up, said, "Send me to England," right? Because I heard this guy was talking about England, and I was like, I didn't know we had anything there. And he said, "All right." And a week and a half later, I had orders to England. That's what made me stay in the Navy. But
Wow.
that, yeah, yep,
You
yeah,
wanted to lead the country.
yeah, man. I wanted to leave the country. I was nervous. My wife was crying because I was married. I got married in 1990.
Yeah.
She was crying first time ever leaving the country, and I just wanted to try something new. Uh,
At that age, man, like now mind you, around that same time, same age, I was stationed in Hawaii.
yeah,
But I was forced to go there. It wasn't no I had an option. And I
uh,
didn't even want to go when I got the orders. I was like,
yeah,
nah, send me to Florida. I wanted to go to Jacksonville, Florida. I
uh,
didn't want to, I would have never left the States like that. But, when you get
mm,
stationed overseas, it's like, wow,
mm.
you in like in a different world. It
Oh
was a
yeah,
different world, man.
yeah,
It was a different world.
oh yeah,
So that's dope. That's a good reason to stay in. That's a great reason to
yeah.
stay in. So, we link up like I said, 2003, we going through initiation together. Like when did you know you say, you know what, I wanna, I'm glad I made chief, but I want to go this LDO route. Like what was it? Like
Yeah.
to go in that direction. Cause right, we know you're the mass chief without question.
Yeah.
What made you say I'm gonna go that route? Like was it like when you was a first class or a second class and you worked for an officer that you watch and observe
Mhm.
that you say, you know what, I can be like him or her?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what really made me go officer. Somebody told me I couldn't do it.
Oh, wow.
That somebody told me I couldn't do it. I had no desire. All
Mm,
right, the making chief was the pinnacle of my career. 'Cause,
right,
when we came in, people was retiring as an E5. That was normal,
right,
right? And if they got to first class, that was great. But I said, you know what? When you get those khakis on, it's a whole different ball game, right? And I love those khakis, man. I
right,
did. And
right.
but then this one guy told me, oh, you lucked up. You'll never go any farther.
What? For
Looked at
real?
and yeah, and I looked at him. The guy told me a sig. And I said, you know what? I just looked at him and I'm like, huh. He said, I
Wow.
won't go. Oh, that's okay. How could I get him back?
Right.
So I started researching, right, and learned about the LDO program. I said, okay, I'm gonna submit it. The guy named Danny Smith, he was a lieutenant at that time, Lieutenant JG. He helped me put in the package. I put it in, and my only goal I had was to make this guy salute me. Well, how could I get him back? All right, that was it. I put
For
it in.
real?
I put it in. Yeah, I put it in. And I forgot about it,
Right.
and I just went into work one day on the weekend, and I was just sitting there at the computer doing something, and the results had came in, and I'm looking at it, and I was like, oh man, I applied for this thing. Let me look see what's up there. And then
Right.
I saw my name, and I was like, well, what does this mean? Let me read this. And it
This
said you
cat
were
don't even know.
selected.
Right.
And I,
Right.
and I wasn't gonna take it.
Really?
No,
Nah,
wasn't gonna
man.
do it
I would
because
choke you out.
nah, because
Nah, nah.
I
Uh-uh.
made chief at my 15-year mark.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm gonna do these other 5, and I'm gone.
Okay.
Right? And then when they told me I had to do 10 years, I was like, oh no, I can't
That
do
sounds
that.
like a long time. It sounds like a long time.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. At 15, you're like, what, another 10?
yeah,
What?
and yeah,
It just don't sound right.
no.
You know?
When you
Yeah.
got to do 10, I
But you
could
did
just
another
done
19.
5.
You did another 19 after that.
Yeah,
You know?
but and then so it was of course, when you make it, the CO talked to you and he said, well, are you going to take it? And you say yes, but
Right,
I was
right,
still
right,
undecided.
right.
Right? So I actually left that Friday as a chief. Well, I was getting ready to leave that Friday as a chief. The CO and Danny Smith and all those guys brought me in a room, did the oath, right? I did everything, and I had a couple people in there, and I actually came back that Monday as an ensign and left a week later because I wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I ain't never know that, man.
yeah, I
You never
wasn't gonna.
told me that. You
Yeah,
never
I didn't
told me
tell
that.
that. My wife had went back to the States because we was
Yeah.
getting ready to go back, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man,
I
and
never
then I
knew
ended
that.
up putting it on. I had no plan. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, and then that was it. I put it on, and I found that guy.
You
That
found
Monday,
it.
before I left, I found him. And
Yeah.
I walked past and he was like, congratulations. I said, you're forgetting something. And he was like, okay. And I said, F you, and walked off.
Hey, you know what? That was one of them dudes that he was a chief.
Yeah, he was a chief.
I know you're talking about the dude that you got. That
Oh,
same dude you got into it with
yeah.
when we
Yeah.
was going
Yeah.
through.
Thank God.
Wow.
And little did I know.
I remember that. I was
Yeah.
right there, like trying to break you up. Like, nah, man, you can't fight this dude. I mean, we going through this thing right now. Now, granted, what he said was like, yeah, it was disrespectful.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was. But I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, not right now. You know, we
Yeah.
can come back. Let's get
But
finished and we'll come right back. But
yeah.
you
Yeah.
trying to like deal with the dude right there, right now? Nah. We got
Yeah.
it. Got to be strategic about stuff like that.
No, man. At that time, after we had ran them 5 miles and been marching,
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear that.
Yeah, you was gassed. You was
Yeah.
gassed
Yeah.
that day. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this dude just snapped.
Yeah.
Like he just
Yeah.
snapped.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, don't get this fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
I'll get you right now.
Yeah. And that's how that's how I always been. All right, don't get
Yeah.
twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get this right now. I'm like, yo, no. Not right here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
not right here. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. That same guy.
I remember that.
He ended up putting in an officer package too.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
And he made it.
He did. Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know he made it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're good to go now.
Yeah.
I talked to him a bunch of times. We're good to
Oh,
go.
really?
But I remind him.
Boy, you was hot that day.
Yeah. I remind him. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the worst I ever. You was hot.
Yeah.
That day.
Yeah.
I said, oh, man.
And certain things, I just ain't gonna
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
So
I was like, yeah. I said that Tupac just came out. That joke.
my favorite rapper.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Bro, that came out you that day. I said, man, this ain't gonna go well. Nah, not right here.
No, but I didn't.
We'll get him.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, man. So, hey, ooh, that's a story. Yeah, that's a story.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that goes to it, but yeah, that's a story.
Oh yeah. I don't
yeah,
want to
yeah,
get too
yeah.
much.
It's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot more to go to it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So, but you've been overseas on a couple of tours.
Yeah.
What was your favorite place to go? And I'm asking because I know like your sons, Peyton and Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm just watching them grow through pictures. They out in France, all kind of wild, like yo.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about, oh, I'm going overseas, and I'm taking a trip to Dubai or them places like that. But your kids really got to experience places like that overseas, like not like oh, as a grown adult you taking trips, but you said no, as a whole family, we want to go over here and do this and enjoy this. So what was your favorite places over there?
So my favorite duty station was London, England, hands down, and I'm gonna tell you why. But then I'm gonna tell you what my family favorite place was. London, England was great because when I got to England, I still was undecided. I stayed Navy, but I still had that doubt in my mind.
Right.
But I met a group of guys over there, and I'm tight with them to this day. That they kept motivating me, man, because I'm a country boy. I got the country accent, and you figure I've been going from home since '89, and I still got an accent. So imagine how it was back then, right?
Right.
So, but they became friends with me because a lot of people couldn't understand me. Cher had to translate for me. I was worse than what I am now. We make up a word where I'm from. Yeah. So, these guys, we became cool, and they was like, "Hey, man, you're doing great." They all outranked me at the time, but they was like, "Hey, man, you're doing great. I see good things in you." And my goal was to make rank after that. Once I see I'm a Navy, I said, "Okay, let me get into it. Let me really do it."
Right.
I'm gonna put 110% in, and that's what I did. And those guys kept me motivated. Right, and then but my family favorite place was Naples, Italy.
Okay.
And it was Naples because every 2 weeks we try to do a different city in Italy or a different country. Okay. We tried to do that for 2.5 years, and we pretty much succeeded. A lot of times.
Oh yeah, bro, I seen the pictures. I'm like, dang, they here, they there, they here, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
overseas is a great place to be, especially with your family. And the
Yeah.
thing is that I would never take a duty station where I had to be I had to leave my family behind.
I got
I
yo.
wouldn't
Yeah.
take a undercompany tour,
Right.
right? And a
Yeah.
lot of people's like, you would have got hired in the Navy if you did, or you would have made it faster. I didn't care. I was gonna get it wherever I was at, but I was gonna be with my family.
Right.
So that was just my thing. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
that whole family piece, man, leads into this question.
yeah,
Like, Cher, that's high school sweetheart. Check.
yeah,
She been a ride or
yeah,
die for whew, a long
yeah.
time. That's why I guess you spoil her because she deserved putting up with you. So I get it. I
She's
get
been
it.
with me since I was 15, since she was 15.
15. Yeah. Yeah. That's a long time.
Yeah,
Especially with you. That's a long
yeah.
time, bro.
You right. You right.
That's a
She
long
deserves
time, man.
medals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when I met you, you had your niece, you were taking care of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like you had custody of her doing all of that. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
okay, I see that. Then
Mm-hmm.
you had your own, you had your boys. And then
Mm-hmm.
like now you taking care of another family member's, twins. Like you just
Yeah.
adopted them, bringing them
Mm-hmm.
home. Like what's the whole thing with the kids? Like it just seems like that you're like, if you had the opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to say, hey, let me make this happen for y'all. I
Yeah.
got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's that? Like, is it something that you was like, hey, if I'm able to do it, I'm going to do it. For
Mm-hmm.
anybody that that I'm connected to, or
Mm-hmm.
it's like something that as a kid you say, you know what, I didn't have as much, but now I'm able to give, so let me give in this
Mm-hmm.
way. So what is it though?
So it's a little bit of both, right? So I didn't have the best childhood growing up, and uh, if I'm able to help somebody out, now it's a line now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
If I'm able to help somebody out, I will, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and the like when it goes back to my niece my sister had passed away. She actually was my cousin, but we was like brother and sister, and she passed away of cancer at an early age, pretty much like 3 years after she had her daughter. All right, so uh, the father wasn't in the picture. He was in and out. He was just wasn't decent, put it that way.
Right. Right. Right.
So I said, you know what? We'll take her, right? And it was hard because we took her out of her environment after her mother just passed, and we hold on a sec. Hey, give me a minute. We took her to London. I mean, Norway. We were stationed in Stavanger, Norway. So you take a 3-year-old, you bring her overseas from everything she know, right? And you're in Norway with her, right? And it was a hard adjustment. And we didn't have any kids, so we was learning, right? We was learning, but my thing was I was going to do all I can to help her succeed in life, all right? And the thing is that you can take a kid out and you can try to help them, but sometimes family get in the way.
No doubt.
Right? Family get in the way, especially when there's money involved,
Correct.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of them looked at it uh, as a payday. I hate to say it, so that's why I stepped in,
Right.
got her. She had a settlement for not a settlement, but her mom insurance claim left her a lot of money.
Got it.
So a lot of people don't do it for the right reasons, right? So what I did was when we got her, when me and Cher got her, we put the money in a trust just for her when she got a certain age. Because it's not about the money for
Oh
me.
yeah. Right.
You
Right.
know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. No
So
doubt. Oh,
yeah,
I know that. I know that about you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we put in a trust for her, and a lot of people got upset. A lot of people tell her, "Oh, you got this, you got that," but it ain't for her to know about that yet.
Mm-hmm.
She's 3. Why you trying to keep telling her every time she got older? You keep telling her about money. You talking about money, and then the thing is that she got to a certain age and she had a lot of questions. So we're trying to answer those questions. And my thing is, I'm not going to deny you from your family. I'm not going to talk bad about you from your family. And what I mean her family is my family as well. My aunts, uncles, her father, and stuff like that. They try to get back at you. You can
Right.
call them. You can talk to them. Whatever. They want to come visit, get a passport. I'll pay for the ticket to come over. They
Right.
never did.
Right,
But
right.
my thing is, then they on the phone and they telling her stuff, and they saying this and saying that lies, and so she's a kid. She don't know what to listen to. All
Right.
she
Oh yeah.
knows is she has rules, and she don't want to go by our rules because they telling her she don't have to do this, she don't have to do that. Yeah. And then we'll go home on the holidays, and then let her stay with her family, and they putting stuff in her ear. Then when she get back, she's saying this, and we're like, what is going on, right?
Mhm.
And so she got to an age where she was old enough to say, you know what, I want to go live with my father, right? And I tried. I was like, look, that might not be the best choice, right? But she was at that age. She wanted to go live with her father,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
then so we worked out something that he could keep her for, because we moved back to the States. Then you could keep her for this time, this time limit, and she come back and stuff like that.
Right.
Then she didn't want to come back, all right, because we had rules and they didn't have any rules. So you know how that is, right?
Yeah.
So she got there, she stayed, she got grown, and sad enough, she ended up passing away from the same thing that we try to keep her from, the streets. And she got caught up in somebody actually gave her fentanyl, and she ended up dying alone in a hotel room. And she was there for 3.5 days. Body was decomposed. I had to have a closed casket funeral, the whole nine. And that's my daughter. She's my niece, but that's my
Yeah.
daughter.
Oh, I
You
know,
know,
bro. Trust me, I know. I
yeah.
know how you like
And
how protective you was over her, man. I
now,
know. I know.
now,
Yeah.
and now, you don't want to go back and say, "Well, I told you so," or whatever. It's too late, but you can't do that. But the thing is that I knew the road she would go if she stayed there. But
Correct.
you're trying to tell a kid that they don't want to listen. All right, and unfortunately, it ended badly, and it was a sad day. It still hurts this day, man. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
uh, but it's just, I mean, I understand people got an expiration date, right? But I don't think kids should die,
Yeah.
or young people should die early,
Right.
right? And the way that she died,
Mm-hmm.
and the state of her body, you
Right.
know. All I can tell you, when the morgue tell you not to look at the body, don't look at the body.
It was that bad.
Yes, that's all I can tell you, man. And it haunts me to this day because I see it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And they advise me, but I'm hard headed. They advise me. They
Yeah.
say I
Right. Right.
recommend
Right.
you
Right.
don't,
Yeah.
because she was a big girl,
Mm-hmm.
but she had lost a lot of weight, and then but due to the decomposition, she and fentanyl is bad, man. It eats you up from the inside.
Yeah, man. It's just like this.
Yeah.
It's taking over.
Oh
It
yeah.
has. It's over. It's here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah. I mean, she was. I can recognize her face, but I mean, she was so dark, man. You wouldn't even believe the black in your hat. She's darker than that, and she has swelled up to twice her size. So it was a closed casket. I mean, it was
Yeah.
yeah, and it took everything in me when her dad was there not to say anything to him, right? Not to,
Right.
but we was there for her.
Right.
It was a homegoing, so didn't want to make a scene,
Right.
but he knew by the look in my eyes, don't even say anything. Just put it this way, he didn't even sit on the front row. He sat in the third row in the back. Yeah. Well, and it wasn't good, man. No. And
I know it hurts, man.
yeah,
I know it hurts, man. And that's
yeah,
why I like. You got the two sets of twins. To keep you
yeah.
busy. To keep you smiling. Especially
Mhm.
them little girls, man. I know they growing. That's why they are growing. So,
Man,
and I remember they couldn't even walk, do nothing. They
yeah,
couldn't even move, man. So it's like
yeah.
they growing and they
Yeah,
talking. Yeah, yeah.
talk too much.
That,
Talking too.
but that's
Yeah.
like, bro, because I'm saying like
Mm.
your love for kids, man. Because it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm about to be mid-50s, and you
Yeah.
like, hey, man, I'm just doing it. I just love my family.
Oh yeah.
It's just my
Yeah.
family. So
Yeah. And the thing is, a lot of people, it was like, no, I couldn't do it again. I'm 53, getting ready to be
yeah,
50 April.
mhm.
and I got some 4-year-olds. We got 4-year-olds. And he was like, well, you guys that are, my boys are 15, getting ready to be 16. And they said,
Yeah.
you guys at age, y'all should be enjoying your life.
Right.
But I am.
Oh yeah. Oh
I,
yeah.
now
In your way. That's your way of enjoying life.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can only do so much in this world, but a kid, man, growing up how I grew up, and I'm gonna just tell you one thing, right? I remember I had to be about 9, and my mom had left, which she done a lot, and I went to stay with my aunts, and nobody would feed me. They told me if we had something left over when we got finished, we'll give you something. I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I'm a kid. I'm hungry.
Mm.
And I looked at them, and I'm saying to myself, well, who would do that? Man, I'm a
Right.
kid. It ain't
Yeah.
like I can go get a job or do this or do that. And 9 times out of 10, they didn't have anything left over. Or they'll try to eat, it's just what they did. And
Right.
so I remember plenty of times I used to go to this little corner store because I was like, well, I'm not going to wait around because I know they're not going to save me anything. And, I was poor, all straggly looking. And this lady named Miss Sims used to give me some cookies and a pickle. Yeah, some cookies and a pickle. And that's what I ate.
Right.
If I didn't eat at school or during the summer eat at the school programs they had, I just didn't eat. I remember going and get some apples, some plums, and some pears off a tree, and I made me a fruit salad. That's what I ate.
What?
Yeah. I'm a kid, man, and I couldn't
Yeah.
understand the life of me. What did I do so wrong that you don't care about me? You don't want to feed me. You didn't. There's a lot of things, man. And that's just one thing, and that's not even the worst.
Right. I
And,
got you. I understand.
so if I got a chance and I can, I can help somebody but you got to want help, right? If
Right.
they're old enough to want. But if I can help a kid out, I just can't help it.
Right.
Now,
Right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do what I gotta do. Yeah.
Right. I
Now,
guess you probably feel like, you know where you came from and you
yeah.
know where you at today.
Mm,
You're not making no excuses up for anything.
no.
But you
Yeah.
work, man, like if people don't really understand, like, unless they in the, military, but like,
Mm,
like civilians, they don't understand, like, there's a lot of people like,
mm,
yourself that what you dealt with as a kid and
mm,
coming to the military has kind of shape you and groom you
mm,
to the
yeah.
man you are today. You
Yeah.
know,
Hmm.
I ain't saying I'm perfect, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm who I became today is just because I surrounded myself with the right people. I didn't
Hmm.
want to see myself, in that same situation because you could have been a product of your environment
Oh yeah.
easily.
Oh yeah.
Easily. It's there for you. But
Yeah.
you chose to say, hey, you know what? Let me go make a different opportunity for myself
Yeah.
and, for the people that I know that if I need to help them,
Hmm.
they want the help. They
Oh
at
yeah.
the point now they want the help. So
Hmm.
I respect that, man.
Yeah.
100%, man.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I
But
do.
but I can tell you this might be it though. Just these
Hmm.
these these girls and these boys is it.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, because I'm like I'm a little long in the tooth. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
to be 70 with some 3-year
Oh
old.
yeah. Nah. You ain't got it in you.
Yeah, no,
You be wore down by then.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. But it's like it's just that about you, man. Because even my family, they
Mm-hmm.
all know who you are. Like like they. It's just the way that you are as a person, man. So
Mm-hmm.
and I just think about times that we speaking now, like when I
Mm-hmm.
was doing real estate out there in Philly, and I
Uh,
had to try to get one house together. You
yeah,
like, come on, man, let's go. I got you. I'm gonna help you out.
yeah,
You would actually
yeah.
do that. Drive 5 hours there, work.
Mm, yeah.
Do that for that weekend and drive back, man. It's like,
Mm, uh,
and I think about that, like now, like man, that dude didn't have to do that. Like he could have,
yeah,
man. You talking about driving out of town to go do some work? Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
but you was like, come on, man, let's do it.
yeah.
So I honestly, man, I really do Appreciate you, man. So
Mm.
34 years, right? Do you look back to say, if you had the opportunity to do, you probably done a million things differently, but one
Uh,
thing different throughout that 34-year career, what would have been? Or if you may not have any, what would
uh,
have been?
I can tell you, man, help more people.
Help more people.
And the only reason I stayed as long as I did is because I'm gonna tell you, man, there's a lot of people that that had the rank I had that didn't do anything for anybody else.
Wow.
Because a lot of people sometimes when they get to where they want to be,
Yeah.
they forget how they got there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That never was me, man. Because the thing is that you know just because you make it to a certain place, if when you come down that ladder, them same people gonna be there, right?
Right, right,
You
right.
see what I mean? So it's like I just never want to burn any bridges. I just wanted to help people as much as I can because in the Navy, if you help your people gonna help you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, if you keep doing the right thing, it's gonna pay off at the end, right?
Mm.
And my thing is that I never strived to be anything or wanted to be this person or this person. I just want to do my job 100%, man. And if I can help somebody, I help somebody. It didn't bother me. I'll stop what I'm doing to help you.
Right.
And the thing is that now if I did have to do it again, and like I said, the only reason I did it was stayed as long because I was helping people, right? And it was still fun.
Right.
It was
Right.
still fun. And then it got to this last point. Uh, I was at Strike Group 10. I was the N6. And I did about pretty much all my tour, and I had like 3.5 months left, and I was transferred. And I had a stroke. I had a stroke out to sea in my stateroom by myself. And as I'm laying on that floor, I'm like, "But wow, that's it. This is how it's gonna be." Right? And I hate to sound bad, but I didn't want to be that guy walking around now, I'm all droopy looking, and I hate to say it like that, but
Yeah. Nah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I done did all this time, and now I can't enjoy it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just and when I got to my next command, I was like, you know what, this is it. I what and the thing is, they said, oh, you were stressed, but I wasn't stressed. I don't think I was,
Right.
but they
Right.
told me. I'm like, well, I guess I was. I don't know,
Yeah.
but and that kind of put the nail in the coffin for me, and I was like,
Wow.
no, no, man, can't do it, because now you affecting my family. You see what I mean? When granted, the Navy affects your family in a certain way, but now you affecting what I can do for my family, for as you know, go out there and do something with my kids, go do this, go do that. Now you affecting my health. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that was it.
Right.
That
Right.
was it.
Right.
Now, could I have done more? Yeah. Now, was the Navy fun? No. But it was still with more people to help.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
I got you. Cause I got you. I gotta. I'm with you on that. Is it
Mhm.
the whole fun thing? Cause
Yeah.
you went past 30. Let's just be clear. And the majority of people that's up there at your level, they old like you. And I ain't saying in a bad way, but they old because it's the young. So I'm looking at it like this cat. He deep. He late 40s, early
Yeah.
50s, and you talking about retiring. And you've retired from the military in your 50s.
Yeah.
What connection you got with the young seaman Ellis? Coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you could talk. They're looking at you like, man, you know what? You almost there to be my grandfather. Almost.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you ain't
Yeah.
there, but you
Yeah.
knocked on the door being my
Yeah.
grandfather.
Yeah.
So it's it's just
Yeah.
like, dang, man, like what type of bond and connection do you have with them? Like, especially, that it's a difference. It's an age difference, a
Uh,
rank difference. Now, if they in the office space working with you, yeah, you
mm-hmm.
talking to them and communicating with them. But for the most part, you really don't have no connection with them.
You hit the nail on the head. What connection I had with? I'm gonna tell you what it was. Because most of the guys and girls that's coming in the Navy today, they father ain't in their life. So I was that father figure. They'll come to me with questions, and a lot of it was out of pocket. A lot of it shouldn't have been. A lot of it wasn't Navy.
Yeah. Oh
A lot
yeah.
of it was
Yeah.
personal
Yeah.
stuff that they was asking me. Wanted some advice on and help. And
Right.
I was a dad. If you look at it,
Yeah.
and I didn't have a problem with that. And the but like I said, once it started interfering with my health, that's when I was like, hey, it's time to go.
It's time to go.
All right. And it is hard because you don't have any. It's like you don't having a real connection with the young people that come in now because a lot of them, man, is they don't have that fire, man. They don't have, they like they
They built
entitled,
different.
you
Yeah, they
know,
built different.
it's like,
But it ain't their fault.
no,
But it ain't their
it's not.
fault.
It's
It ain't
not.
their fault. It ain't
It's
their
not.
fault. Our generation had
Yeah.
to accept that we some punk ass parents.
Oh
That's
yeah.
point blank. That
Yeah.
our generation has to accept
Yeah.
that. And that's just what it is. We created this.
Oh yeah.
We created this. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And that's the thing is that I forgot who said it. It was and I might say it wrong, but this is how it is. It says I'm in a BMW. My son is going to be a Mercedes. All right, you heard that story?
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And that's the stories. I'm not going to say it, right?
No, go ahead. Somebody else may not know it.
Yeah. Well, my son in a Mercedes. His son is going to be in a bucket, and his son is going to be walking because we're not teaching them anything, right? We're not teaching them any values. We just think that they supposed to be here because when you work hard,
Right.
you teach men to be men. When you don't work hard and struggle a little bit, those men get soft as time goes, right?
Right.
It's like, man,
Right.
but it's hard because I'm still a parent at home.
No doubt.
I'm 53 with some 15-year-olds, and
Yeah.
15-year-old boys, man,
Yeah.
you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
You can tell them something that I've been telling them all month,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't believe me, but they'll believe you.
Oh yeah. That's how it is. That's how it is.
Nah.
Mine like that at 25, 26.
Oh yeah.
Still,
And,
they're like, you're like, Dad, my dad he 30 years, his math sheet. He might know something.
Yeah.
Nah, man, go ahead, listen to somebody else.
Yeah.
It's okay. But when the heat is on him,
oh yeah.
oh, he really calling me then.
Oh, yeah,
okay. All right. I got you.
That's how it is. And I know that, so I'm like, I'm just glad that they even give me a hug in the morning.
Right. Right.
They say, hey, Dad, or they'll tell me they love me. Because, that's going to be a point. They might not say it anymore.
They might not say it.
You might know they do, but you're not going to hear it as much.
Right. But that's why you just force them to say it. You just say it before them.
Oh, yeah.
You just beat them to the punch. Because they will get like that. They get older, and then they might, but nah, we're going to still say we love each other.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. Mm-hmm.
I'll mess with them. I try to give them a kiss on the cheek or something.
Right. Right. Like, you still my baby. Like,
yes. You'll always be my baby.
You growing, but you still my baby.
Yeah.
Both of y'all. You know?
Yeah.
It's all love. It's all love. Hey, bro, man, thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you. And again, thanks for all that you have really done for me. And that's just knowing each other, as friends, man. Like I say, 2003 was it was an important time for me, I would say. And I'm sure it was for you just going through the season and we went through it together. And I think that's why you probably do these things for me because I had to carry you through that opportunity. But it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. And I forgave you that. Unfortunately, you are a Cowboys fan, and it's all right. Y'all took a painful one yesterday, and I'm happy for it. Yes, I'm happy for it. So it's all good. The world already see it. They already know who the best team in the NFC. It could be. I take the 49ers and the Eagles. I don't know about the rest of them, but again, it's gonna be us, man. And I can get you. It's not too late. We're only 5 games in. I can get you on the bandwagon. No one has to know. It's just between me and you. This is It's between me and you.
Know what? Y'all doing outstanding, man. But my Cowboys let me down. I mean, this ain't the first year they let me down, but they let me down last night. And I was upset because I'm like, well, this should be a revenge killing right here, right?
Right.
You want these guys, and I'm like, really? This is what we're doing right now, right? So I don't know, but on another note, man, is that I can never be where I'm at right now without share by my side. You know, a strong woman behind you, man, you can do great things, right? And especially when they support you on everything, that's just how it is, man. And you know, I thank you for the opportunity and continue doing great things. And I think you're an outstanding person, mentor, and still a sailor and a great friend. All right.
Appreciate it, my dog. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. I'm still gonna say go Cowboys.
No, you good. We can keep.
Oh.